Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron IV Fuhrerreich as France. Let's continue on from the last list off. So we are getting rid of a lot of our inflation. Actually, I don't know how much we are getting rid of. I don't remember. So we're starting public work. That did remove all of our unemployment, which is pretty good. Right now we're sitting at a very nice -1%. I feel like that's a pretty good unemployment rate. We're actually having the children, you know, the elderly. Everybody's working nowadays, which I think is a net positive for us. How is, by the way, our still 77% confidence in the Entente, which really is not where we want to be at. The battle against unionization. Though discreet planning and covert action, we've successfully managed to increase the popularity and membership of unions slightly across the industrialized sections of our nation. While this has directly benefited the industry, much of the industrial working population has grown discontent with the government, has joined more radical socialist parties, and replacing, that's probably like not great for what we're trying to do here. These radical parties are nowhere near large enough to directly threaten national stability, but many of the members of the government are calling for a policy failure. Okay, so libertarianism, social democracy has gone down. At least we did something. Okay, well that didn't do what I mean, we didn't lose any popularity with either, I think, the social liberals or the conservatives. So, you know, in that measure, we're actually doing okay. So the Soviets are now invading the Mountain Republic. That's okay. Don't really care what they're doing. We don't care what they're doing quite yet. I'm sure at some point we will, Like, what about you guys? Like, you're running out of manpower. Do we know how many things you have in stockpile? 0. Okay, that's a good number for you to have. And there's no dockyard on in this sea zone, unfortunately. So I think we just kind of sit here and let the Danish kind of send wave and wave of troops at Hamburg. How many manpower do you guys have? You have more, which I think is decent. As long as you can win the war of attrition, I think that's good for us. That should be a 10% attack boost, which is quite nice. Building slots, horrible. Let's get -2% consumer goods factory. It's not insanely like fantastic, but I think it's still completely okay. Still, of course, worried about the nationalists. Like the monarchists, at least I think would join the British, which there is, I think, still potential conflict between us and England. But the conflict is significantly less likely, I would imagine. 7 divisions here. Send them into Pink Army. The more units on that front, I think, makes a lot of sense. How many troops do you have, Germany? You have 31 to 71. So you might have more units than we do. It does look like the Sudetenlands has kind of calmed down slightly, which I'm assuming is good for us. Send you over to Orange Army. Now you're looking pretty okay. Remember when Italy used to be part of the Entente? Those were the days. Those were the days where we could maybe have some more units. Prepare to invade Germany. Like, do you have any plans to, like, annex Austria? Austrian iron. We don't really care about that too much. Do you have... You still don't have 750,000 manpower. Right now, I have 637. So they probably don't have that many more troops than we do. British Imperial Conference in 1937. High low tensions. Okay, that's fine. What are you guys doing? Anything really too crazy? Don't really think so. So the Soviets are getting stronger. Will you... I'm trying to think like what they could do. I don't think there's anything similar to the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact within the mod. I'm trying to remember. I don't think there is. So we probably won't see Germany and the USSR having still 18% inflation. What can I do about that? 5% decrease inflation. Let's go with you. You are unemployment, which you do not care about anymore whatsoever. The trial of the generals. As the armed investigation and trials get fully underway, several generals have been found guilty of various levels of corruption and individual scandal. All the generals on trial will receive punishments. We cannot afford to fire the entire lot of them at once. And as such, we choose a certain group to punish more harshly than the others. So is that making it worse or is that making it better? Right now it's saying a 10. Oh no, we've made it worse. Okay, making our military worse. Not fantastic. It's bad, I would say. We do have some more factories though, so that's nice. You are 270 factory. You know, 3 factories. 70 days though is actually a little bit expensive. Let's do you. 25 army experience doesn't really matter so much. We've removed the penalties. Fantastic. You're still going to go on for another 93 days, but after that, it doesn't really matter too much. We will now decrease you. Never tell me anything about Black Monday ever again. Or Black Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. We do have enough stuff to do something here. We're already unlimited. We can't go up anymore. I would like to go to this, but that's not going to happen. Production cost for close air support. Tactical bombers going down is pretty nice. Political power gain. You're okay, but I really feel like we could definitely get somebody better than that. Local resources, local manpower, local factory, stability 5%. You seem pretty good. You gotta admit. Stability plus 10%, resistant target minus 20. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. Give me that 10% stability boost. I think it's more important than whatever the other guy was giving us. Okay, so we got better tanks. Let's go now to the 1936 tanks. Upgrade these once, even though it's really not going to make a huge difference right away. And free military factories. I guess throw them on tanks again. And also we can get better fighters as well. Fantastic. So now that, what do we want to go with you? We could battlefield support, but you still have a penalty for Legacy of the Great War, which I need to get rid of at some point. So we'll go with you instead. Legacy of the Great War is down. Not you. Yeah, it's Legacy down here. So we need to actually finish this tree. Remove this so we can actually maybe use some land doctrine or naval doctrine or air doctrine. Basically anything we can get done. What about Africa? A little bit of resources which we don't care about too much. Railway from Algeria to Congo. Some oil would be nice for sure. Do I make any oil domestically? 8. Which isn't horrible, but it's not like fantastic. Air bases. But you actually get added to what's the Sahara, Marrakesh? I think you can actually get added to, like, Marrakesh is here. Like, yeah, you get added to our puppet states. Which I think it's like not fantastic. I think it's actually, if anything, it's kind of bad. How are you guys up here doing, by the way? You're doing all right. We need to get more resources here. 1939 is still a little bit ways away, so we don't want to get you. Yeah, because you have, Legacy of the Great War as well. Both 1939. We could maybe build some heavy tanks as well. Or we just try to get some more of you guys. How about a logistics company? Give us more organization, I think could be okay. So we're making support equipment. We have 890 in reserve, which should be, I think, enough for all of our units. You know, but we'll put one more in there for now, because I know I'm going to want to do some more stuff there in the future. We want to hold the line or mobile warfare. 5% more speed, 5% more attack for armor units. Constant plan and reinforcement rates. But, like, I don't want to build... I mean, getting a force would be nice. Grand battle plan, heavy tank models. I don't... Like, again, the fortifications would be nice, but I don't think it's really that great. Research things. I think we're going for Asia mobile warfare as opposed to the defense, because if they break through any of the lines of our fortifications, then basically all of our time we spent researching that stuff went straight into the garbage. Which to me doesn't seem like a great plan there. We're still doing okay with our Air Force. Of course, our units are taking a negative 15% penalty, which is horrible. And with 3 more tanks, then 2 into this army, send 1 into pink, and one of these other pink infantry will descend over to blue. I mean, I know our light tanks are not fantastic. How many tank units actually have? I have 9 units. That's actually pretty good. All things considered, I think once this is done, this whole area should just kind of disappear. And what do you want us to do? You actually want us to do a bunch of stuff. Local steel mine for 8. What am I importing? That's a good question. What are we actually importing? We are importing just rubber, actually. And I don't think we can actually make any domestic rubber, unfortunately. By the way, actually, our subjects. Yeah, just import 1 from Indochina. Don't trade with the British. We can save a factory there. So you're looking pretty good. I mean, local oil rig, Saarland for 8 oil. I think that's gotta be the best choice we have there. With all the other resources we don't really need so much. Cut more red tape. Stability goes up. We're at 82%, which I think is pretty good. But we are at 20% war support. Which means we should, yes, be able to go to early mobilization once we have 100 political power. Which is what I should have spent my points on. But it's a little bit too late for that now anyways. But how long this war is going to go on for? I think possibly forever. Like, we just gotten ourselves at like such a natural border. Okay. Victor Bartholomew publishes Ultra Loot. Radical politician, experienced writer, Victor has just published his most recent book. In English, it reads Our Struggle. The book details Bartholomew's view on the Great War and outlines a grand conspiracy he believes was carried out by German spies in order to execute the coup in the Third Republic during the decisive years of 1917 to 1918. The book then focuses on criticizing the successful government of the Third Republic. Like, why are you playing? Like, things have been going pretty well. Starting from the 1870s. You don't know what you're talking about. Bartholomew was a renowned member of the PCF during the 1920s, but during the 1936 election, he became tired of the PCF's willingness to cooperate with the Republican government and such joined a far more radical PPF, a far-right organization which promotes a rhetoric of hate and French ultranationalism. If you'll ever read the book, and even if you'll ever be swayed to his side after having read it, yet that is still a sign of the times to come. Is there even a who actually are the parties? It'd be you guys then. You have 1% support. Like, who's going to join the party unreadable string? Makes no sense. Okay, so we just sold some weapons to somebody. I think that seems pretty good. Negative 5% consumer goods. We really just want to get down here, I think, as fast as possible. Unless there's another... Is there any other penalties that I want to look at instead? Military staff. I think the rest of this stuff's positive, so you're really the only penalty right now. 5% attack seems good. Eventually, we need all of it in the end anyways. Yeah, just hold the line. Essentially forever. We got another free military factory. Again, I think we're going to start just making more light tanks. We have 14,000 rifles, so what are we going to do? We're going to train up another... Say another 14 infantry. Another 5 tank divisions. Only 1 of each. And of course, I want reinforcement to the top priority. And it shouldn't... Even then, it shouldn't actually be that bad. 400 days. It's not great. Second phase, another purge, so, I mean, things are getting worse and worse for the French military. But don't worry about it. Don't think about it. I'm sure Germany has no plans whatsoever to invade anybody. Right, Germany? You're just antitrust laws. That's not so bad. Do you guys have enough manpower to even do anything yet? You don't. So, like, who cares what Germany has to say about anything? They don't have enough troops to threaten us. Right now, we're going to have 805,000 once we deploy the units that we're training right now. So we have a bigger army than Germany. With our officer purges, they're probably worse. But don't worry about that. I'm sure everything's going to be okay. By the way, who are you attacking? You're attacking this guy down here. Okay. That's fine. They're now dead. Soviet Union has taken 4 states. The nationalists are close to winning their war. And I'm assuming there is... Let me just see, Germany. Does it show up in this list at all? No. What about, like... Oh, it's called, what is it? The Stahl Pact? That's a victory. Maybe I don't see it in here, so maybe they can't join up with Germany? I'd be surprised by that, though. Because I would imagine they would be kind of wanting to do that. How are you guys doing, by the way? You are... Okay, you don't seem like you want to necessarily... declare independence or join up with Germany, so So those both seem like positives to us. Got you guys done. Next, we're going to go for some defense. Sure, seems okay. It's going to take us a while to get all these things done. Should hopefully be done, though, by the end of the year. Also, with 126, we, of course, want to go up to early mobilization. Thank you very much. Which should make you not horrible. 21%? You know, that's basically, like, it's actually cheaper than just being on early mobilization. So things are actually going pretty okay. Building all this stuff. More military factories, always nice. Repairing some stuff in these territories. Are you upset with us? I don't know why there's things destroyed down there. We could also be building more fortifications just manually. We have fortifications here. I guess it's like a fallback line. I don't even know when those got built. We will build a small defensive line against the Italians, just in case, just in case. Also build, let's say, not 3. Let's build some fuel silos in Brittany and 1 down here in Aquitaine, just kind of away from where the front lines are going to be. Other than that, how many naval dockyards do we have? 13 isn't a ton. You know, let's also go for some naval dockyards here, naval dockyards there. I think those all seem like okay choices for us for now. And another civilian military factory. And again, I think I just keep throwing it on. Actually, you know what? One more on motorized seems okay. We build motorized at a decent rate, but just being able to build more seems like a good idea. India has left the German Empire. Nope, India's left the British Empire. That makes a lot more sense. You are national populist. What? Can you do you have a focus tree? You don't. You're just kind of generic. We'll see what the British do. They might just invade. The British Empire once more occupied with another Boer War. Many within our government believe that by sending arms and supplies to the Boers, we can boost their chances of finally drive the British from South Africa. Why would I want to do that? Because I feel like, if anything, you don't really have a focus tree, but still. Like, you're Volkist, who is, like, kind of who we're opposed to. So why would I... No, don't send him anything. I know that Brit's not necessarily our friend, even though we do like each other. We have a similar idea, same ideology, actually. So I'm not too sure, really, why would you go to war with the British, or why I would support the Volkist, who is the ideology of the country that we're most opposed to right now in the world. Why would he give them any material support? That seems like a mistake in the long run. My units are still garbage, because we're now taking a negative 18% attack and defense, as well as a negative 6 organization and really bad planning. Also, I guess you guys should actually have a plan, which is going to be here. Delete the naval invasion, because I don't think that's ever actually going to work out for us. And what about Switzerland? You're not really anything at all, so we're not going to worry about you. What are you? You are building slots. Again, that kind of sucks. So what can I do to boost confidence in us? Because right now, we're at 77%. Germany's throwing a lot of men on the border, which I don't like at all. I don't know if you're going to plan to attack us. And I don't think you should. Because you still don't have enough manpower to do anything. Force of raise plus 5%. I think that seems okay. Because getting some doctrines finished would be nice for us. And Denmark's also taking some pretty bad penalties, which is unfortunate. Poland wants to buy guns from us. Yeah, no, I will definitely send them... do I have guns? I have 4,000. Yeah, I can send you rifles. Send up some guns. Hopefully that will boost up some more popularity here. You're apparently underdeveloped in Ruthenia. Who cares? It doesn't matter. The old alliance, is that with us? Yes, join up with my faction. Fantastic. Poland being able to kind of surround Germany seems like a positive move for us. So there's even more. We're now taking negative 20. I think a negative 10 for organization. It's not great. I would actually go and so far, maybe a little bit controversial here, and say that it's bad. So we are in 1938. Let's go for the research now. 177 days. We're no longer ahead of time, which is nice. Is there anything we can do with 125 here? No, there is not. So I guess we're going to, for right now, cut red tape again, just for more stability. If we can get ourselves up to 100%, I think that seems like a pretty good number. So Poland. I don't know when this will be finished. It is, I don't even know how long it's actually supposed to take. I'm assuming probably 35 days. Tibet has declared war. Italy's claimed our territory. Okay, now I can understand why there might be some conflict between the British. Today, in a surprising hostile move from the government of Rome, they have made official claims over several French territories and colonies. While these claims have held by French national settlements within Italy for decades, they've finally been cemented by official government policy. Not clear as of yet what this means for our two nations going forward, but we can assume that from now on, Italy has no intention of speaking or seeking reapproachment from us. That's a little bit rude, don't you think? I'm assuming they're claiming these areas. Are they claiming you? Yes, they are. And of course, some colonies as well. So, like, Italy, what have I done against you? We used to be friends. I gave you some territory in Yugoslavia in, you know, World War I. Sure, it's called the King of Serbia right now. And, of course, apparently Lithuania also joins. I didn't know Lithuania. Are they a puppet state of yours? They are, yeah. Absolutely. You can join my alliance. We've now gotten slightly larger. It does mean we do have a border with the Soviets, and I'm sure that will have absolutely no repercussions in the future whatsoever. We're still at 77% of confidence, though, which is unfortunate. Like, who would actually join? A lot of people would join. Okay, so the Bloc National has been disbanded. What does that mean for us? I don't know, actually. The scandal is too much, even though they've been elected here. So I don't know if there's going to be, like, another election or what. I mean, there's no military takeover, so, you know, we're not going to worry about that so much for now. Now that you're done this, let's go for mobilizing the army, giving us a little bit of 5% speed. I don't know how much that really affects things, honestly. But we'll take it. We'll also now not research the medium tanks quite yet. Go up to better light tank, 6 a week. Going to slow this production down, but it'll pick up back up sooner rather than later. And you know what? 296 days. I'm actually going to take the medium tanks anyways. I think that's still going to be fine. Once logistics companies are done, I think we're going to go probably for maintenance companies for our tank divisions. And for our infantry here, if I was to throw in a logistics company, you do cost motorized, which is actually probably like the bigger worry here. Let's think 500. Okay, so what we're going to do is take one off rifles, put one more into motorized. Hopefully that can kind of even that out for our logistics companies in the future. But I do think that for right now, this is going to be a good time for us to end this episode. Thanks everybody for watching. My name is Anthem. If you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoyed, thumb down. Want to subscribe, and goodbye.